Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What's going on? What's going on? It is Chancellor Brewington with What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington, of course. We're back with another show. Man, Harrison's out tonight. Usually he brings me in, but it's okay. We got my guy. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's a nice day today. But yeah, usually start off with some type of encouragement. For the world, whoever's listening. I'm trying to think. I'm reading a book right now. It's called Wild at Heart. And it's really talking about like men who kind of lose their heart. They lose their heart. And sometimes like men throughout life, like they just get the depths of trials, the depths of all these different things, like they just lose their heart. So the book is talking about getting their heart back. And yeah, it's just I would recommend it for anyone who just want to be a better self. You know what I'm saying? And I also read this book called Crazy Faith, and that is that was a fantastic book. There's this one little story, and it's talking about how when you're waiting for something, when you're waiting for a big breakthrough, when you're waiting for something that you heard in the book, it's specifically talking about heard from God about, you should be in service to others during that time. So that really blessed me, bro. Like waiting for an opportunity, waiting for the job you want, waiting for all these things. It says to seek service of others. And I just thought that was amazing. I just thought that was fantastic.
Who were the two authors on those books? Do you know any?
John Eldridge for Wild at Heart, and then Michael Todd for Crazy Faith. Yeah, 10 out of 10 books. I've been on a book spree. I'm trying to get, was it 21st? I got 100 pages left in this Wild at Heart. And then I got one more book. That's gonna be a little spicier read, a little 400-page book. You know, yeah. So I'm trying to get at least 4 books in this month. But I've learned that it's not about how many books you read, it's about how much information you can apply from the books. So I'm trying to find that happy medium. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about like what you can get out of it, like you're saying.
Exactly.
Like, book about your heart, like it's important. Everybody's got passions.
Mm-hmm.
And how can you like continue to grow in what you love to do? And the hope is you don't lose it because everybody's got talents and dreams, man.
Exactly. And it also talks about just the man, like what the man is built for since the beginning of time. Like what like you don't have to tell a boy to like go outside and dig and go conquer things and just do like adventurous stuff. Like that's just in a man's nature. And it talks about not losing that throughout time and throughout your life. Because life, there's tons of battles that hurt your confidence, hurt your self-esteem, make you forget who you are. So the book is all about getting back to it. And it's an old book. It's like 2001. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard about it. It's a bestseller, but yeah.
Excited to see what more books you got in store for us.
Next one is The Awe of God.
Cool, man.
Yeah. But I put out a tweet earlier, and I said, what I say? I said, what's your favorite memory as a Husker fan? I said, I'll be reading these on the show tonight. So we got a lot of content to go through.
Let's hear it.
First one, I don't even want to read it, but someone said that time the Brewington dude flattened that Iowa pansy, and it's a screenshot of a play against Iowa. And I said, I'll take it. I love it. I appreciate it. And then I was waiting for this one. Someone said the 97 championship, giving coach the send-off he deserved, and volleyball day. Let's talk about volleyball day for a second. That was spectacular.
It was unreal. And I had the privilege to work with the Big Ten Network on that game.
Wow.
And guess what my seat was?
Where?
It was on the stage.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm sitting there.
Right.
And I was on the stage when they hit the 92,003 mark.
Mm.
And I'm just looking around, and I was mesmerized. So I went to Minnesota to announce the football game the next day, and all I could think about is I'm like, well, this crowd's cool, but I was just in the coolest place of the year last night, Memorial Stadium, 92,000 people.
Right.
And to, obviously it's cool when you're right there and you can hear all the action going on, but to be on stage for that, I mean, it still lives in my head to this day.
No, yeah. And to think even in the sellout streaks, like, when I played here, there was a bunch of open seats. And I could imagine that it wasn't like that. It was packed everywhere, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, every seat was taken in the stadium. Any seat that could be, or any standing room on the field that could be taken around the stage. I mean, it was shoulder to shoulder.
Man, so shout out volleyball. Shout out for everyone who was part of that, because I know that was there's probably a lot of marketing for that, a lot of different things behind the scenes that probably they didn't get credit for, to be honest with you. The Redcast Rob said, interviewing Coach Osborne on his podcast. He pulled a Coach Osborne interview. That's elite. So if you want to go watch that, it's at Redcast Rob on YouTube. Go watch that. And then he said number 2, interviewing you, talking about me. But I said I'm much, much lower than that. I shouldn't even be in the same list as Coach Osborne. Zach Hernandez said my first game was when Tom Osborne was being honored. And they said, thanks, Tom, was spelled out in the crowd. Absolutely electric game. Also had a seat above the tunnel walk. Unforgettable.
Whoa.
That's a great one.
I mean, to be right there for one of the most historic traditions in college football. I mean, how do you not love that?
Yeah, that's fantastic. Next one is T-Dog. He said, dominating college football he said Ndamukong Suh dominating college football his last 2 seasons. I saw Adrian Peterson in person in Memorial. Dude was definition of man amongst boys. Ran for 146 and 2 TDs. Can't describe how smooth he was. He said it pissed him off, but looking back, really cool. Adrian Peterson in person in the college, his Oklahoma days, oh my goodness, you can't ask for a better running back. In my opinion, is he a top 5 running back of all time in the NFL?
That's
a hot take.
I think he's hit top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got Barry, you got Emmett, you got Walter, you got Marshall Faulk, you got who else you got?
Let's see.
Thinking about, the older guys, Earl Campbell. Yeah, hit the text line if we're missing a running back, but
would you throw Bettis up there?
Close. That's close. I don't know. I think AP got him number-wise, probably.
Oh, LaDainian Tomlinson.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good argument out there, yeah.
Yeah. And then I wonder if do you think any running back right now is going to reach, that top 10? If Derrick Henry stays on this, will he? Nah. You think? He had 2K, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And obviously,
one of 9 players.
For running backs, it's tough to really bring in the championship conversation because it's with the running back position, you're more looking at what you do on the ground, how you impact the game, spread the field out.
Right.
So you can bring in guys like, for example, if you're taking the NBA conversation for GOATs, right? Mm-hmm. And you're talking in running back terms, Charles Barkley's top 5, but it's a different sport, right?
Fantastic point.
I think
you can only bring in Super Bowls with quarterbacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Or if you're talking about an offense and a defense in a whole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Units as a whole. Exactly.
Yeah. I'm going to butcher this dude's name. And he was a fantastic running back. He played here. His name is Roy Hula. Is it Helu? I'm going to get blasted for this. I'm sorry. I just don't know how to pronounce his name. And he came and spoke to us during chapel, and this dude's testimony is phenomenal. Great dude. And I remember this. He ran for 317 yards against Mizzou in 2010. Run the damn ball.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he commented that one. But yeah, Roy, bro, I should look this up because he's one of the best running backs come through here. But yeah, imagine running for 317 yards. That boy probably had to have a IV after that game. That's ridiculous. Jake Hader of Chicken said, when Sue absolutely demolished Missouri in the rain, or any one of Larry Asante's 10,000 late hits on sliding QBs. He said, actually, no. Alex Henry's 57-yard field goal, followed by the Sue pick six.
All great
Yeah.
points.
Yeah. Lance Roeder said, either the Jordan Westerkamp Hail Mary. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that on the highlight TV when I first came here. The Kenny Bell block, or the Andy Janovic TD against Wisconsin. An emotional moment when they honored Sam Foltz.
True.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Ben Clausen says, one of my favorites was that Texas game in the snow. We lost, but it was so much fun. Love it. Appreciate y'all commenting, man. This is awesome. Someone else said volleyball day.
Yeah, you have to give it reps. I also wanted to point out, I think with the Westerkamp Hail Mary, so obviously phenomenal moment, but I think the Hornets announcer, Eric Collins, was on the call for that game. And, everyone knows the Charlotte Hornets announcer for being the guy that screams a lot. And I think he went pretty nuts on that call. So I think that just adds even more magnitude to it.
100%. And Dr. Abby said, Roy, it's like hello with a U.
Oh.
So Helu. Is that right? Hello.
Roy
Hello.
There you go. We figured it out.
Roy Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You have it here first. I'm sorry. I should know that. He's one of the I'm sure he's probably a top 10 back to ever come through here. Okay, someone said Sue's INT. I even put a picture of Ndamukong Suh. I love it. Sue's INT and stiff arm TD of the Colorado coach's son, plus Alex Henry's school record kick. I was 14 and my sister got me into student section with her friend's ID. I love it. That is awesome. No, that's awesome.
I remember the first time I saw Ndamukong Suh. So I was only a freshman here in 2020. So that's actually when I started following Husker football.
Okay.
But it was last year. I remember in the fall, there was a guy, he had a nice fit. He was dripped out, but massive. And I'm like, I've seen this guy before. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Suh.
Oh.
And I've just never seen a guy. First of all, he was great. He was waving hi to people, and goofy me didn't even realize it.
Right.
But just the physical being of Ndamukong Suh, I couldn't imagine getting hit by him.
Yeah, imagine having to block him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Imagine having to block him. That's Amir Abdullah run on McNeese, I believe, to basically win the game. I've heard stories about Amir Abdullah. Like, I heard a story through some former teammates of his that he tore two guys' ACLs back to back, meaning like on a juke, like during one-on-ones. Boom, like he ran like option route. Boom, tore his ACL trying to guard him, and then later his next rep, someone else tore his knee up trying to guard him.
Oh
like
my.
He literally single-handedly tore two dudes' ACLs. There might be fabrication on that. I don't know, but
if that's the case,
that's a great story. I mean, that's not a great story.
No,
but that's pretty crazy.
It's kind of, it's legendary in a way, but it's not. I think it just goes to show, juking is something that you kind of really got to like work with your body, because if you go and try and do it and you're not used to it, I mean, you're gonna fall over yourself.
Oh yeah.
So you talk about the body control. And how much
he's a freak. He's probably, I've heard that he's one of the freakiest guys to come through here, athletic wise. Okay. Born Bred said Jay Mitch. I think his name Jaron Mitchin, or I don't know his name, but Jerry Mitch trying to scrap the entire Miami bench in Memorial. I don't know that specific situation, but I'd love to see a video of that.
Yeah.
When Nebraska beat Michigan State in 2015. I love it. The
score was really low, wasn't it? Like 9-6 or something like
that?
Yeah,
was that when DeMornay Pearson, I think that's when he had that punt return. I believe so. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We'll look that up.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Heather B said, going to the Fiesta Bowl with my mom and grandma, watching us destroy Florida for the national championship. those ladies taught me how awesome it is to be a Husker. Hey, I love hearing stories like that, like families, like loving Husker sports. Like that's just the tradition in that is phenomenal. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Someone appreciate the Roy hello. I appreciate the Roy hello correction because I was struggling earlier. Now someone else says your block on a 1st and goal. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Shout out for Chance.
Inside the stadium, the Ohio State comeback said outside the stadium, beating Florida for the Natty. Can't go wrong there. Someone said when Amir Abdullah broke all them tackles to beat McNeese, or the final 4 minutes of the Oregon game in 2016 at home. That had to be the loudest game I've ever been to. And then someone else said Alex Henry's 57-yarder against Colorado.
Yeah, true.
See, it seems like that's a fan favorite.
We got a solid list.
Yeah.
A lot of people responding.
I love it.
Oh, and back to that punt return for DeMornay Pearson-El. It was against Michigan State, but it happened on the road in 2014. So just a year before.
Okay. So they beat Michigan State 2 times in a row then? Or was that a win?
I don't know if it was a win.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was a win.
But 9-6 in 2015 at Memorial. Yeah, that was a win.
Yeah. So we got Husker hoops starting tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
They're playing Texas A&M. Are we the favorites for that? Do you know?
I see us as, I think a lot of people, when they look at Texas A&M, they see the fact that they were missing a lot of personnel in the year, and that's kind of why their record isn't really what tells the tale. But the Huskers take them on tomorrow at 5:50. Huskers are 1-point favorites. I think that's fair to give them that 1-point favorite spot because Texas A&M is a physical team. They're known for defending, right? And the Huskers are a streaky team that have been better defense than past years, but they do live and die by the 3. And if you shoot the 3 well, even on a good defense, you have a chance to win. But this one is definitely coming down to the wire, like final 90 seconds.
Really? Man, that's awesome. I mean, shoot, teams that is tough though, because I think I was watching the LSU. I think they're a heavy 3-ball team, and like it's like if they don't shoot well, the game is it doesn't go in their favor. And I think that's tough with tournament play. They're gonna have to be consistently shooting. But if they get this win, are they the best Husker basketball team of all time?
See, it's tough, right? Because you have a lot of guys that have come and played at this program, NBA caliber guys, legendary coaches like Danny Nee. I mean, our very own Strick, right? Ty Lue, all these guys that have paved the way. But they never won a game. This is a team that made it the farthest they ever have in the Big Ten tournament, right? They never made a Big Ten semifinal.
Right.
So that's one thing already you could check off. They went, what did they go? 15-1 at home, 16-1 at home. That's another thing you can look at.
Yeah.
And I think this finally just completes the step because you won what the program's always wanted, right?
Right.
And I think you have some of the most unique personnel you've had. I mean, you got big guys that can shoot and defend. A guy like Rank Mast, he could beat you in the post, shoot the 3. Case they could let it fly from deep. Yeah. You got a lot of versatility. And I personally do think you win this game, you're the best team in the history of the school.
Hey, I love it. If we can, if they can do that, I think that would just be awesome. Obviously, I know it's been probably redundant for Nebraska fans, like with the Trev thing, but getting this done, I think that would just boost the confidence of the whole sports program. Yeah. But this is Wes Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. We'll be right back.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Order your Hog Wild slow smoked Easter ham today. Hog Wild selects the highest quality whole ham and slow smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
At Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino in Lincoln or Horseman's Park in Omaha, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off the enrollment fee. The next challenge begins on March 23rd. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Cover more acres with a pre-owned sprayer or planter from Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealer. We offer one of the area's largest selections of used sprayers, applicators, planters, and seeders. Through the month of March, take advantage of fixed-rate financing as low as 3.9% for up to 60 months or a 12-month interest waiver. Visit your local Landmark Implement location or view our complete sprayer and seeding inventory online at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Spring is a time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Fuhrer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter, or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What is going on? It's Chancellor Brewington. You're watching What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. That sounds a little redundant, but yeah, we're back. Earlier we were reading off a tweet I put out, and if you don't have me on Twitter, it's at Chancellor Brew1. It says, I said, what's your favorite memory as a Husker fan? And a common answer was Alex Henry's 57-yard field goal. We had a lot in the Ndamukong Suh. We had we had volleyball day. We had some other things, but we have still some coming in right now. Someone said Tommy Frazier's run versus Florida. Have you seen a clip of that?
Which one is this?
Tommy Frazier's run versus Florida.
I have not.
My goodness. And if you want to, it's not too late. Still hit the text line. What's your favorite memory as a Husker fan? Would love to hear it. We're reading them off. Jake Sittner said, bet most of us. Oh, I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, he said they remembered Rude hit. Coach Bo
Barrett
Rude. That was my coach. That was one of my coaches. But yeah, someone's talking about Barrett Ruud's hit. I don't know what hit he's specifically talking about. I'm sure it was nasty because Barrett Ruud was a dog.
We also got one here on the stream from Fremont Fred. He said that time where Zach, is it Wiegert or Weigert? Anyways, Zach Weigert kept telling the Miami defensive line right where they were going to run.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You talk about gangster.
Yeah, like just
we're going to run it here and you got to stop it.
Yeah.
That's the most generic coach, like offensive coach theme, like O-line coach. I probably heard that 150 times from offensive coaches. We're going to run the ball here and they got to stop it. Like, okay, like, come on. The 95 Nebraska team could probably do that, and the 97 team could probably do that, but I don't know about anybody else. Like, it takes a different type of O-line to do that. Superior athletes. 1991 Nebraska versus Oklahoma game. 12 years old, and at the game with my brother, we won, and oranges were getting thrown on the field, and goalposts came down. It was awesome. So I'm guessing that was Orange Bowl. I'm guessing that's Orange Bowl. His name is SB in Arizona. Shout out Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an Arizona kid, I guess, kind of. But yeah, 91 Nebraska Oklahoma game. Yeah, one of the craziest games I ever played was at Oklahoma against Spencer Rattler.
Oh, in 21.
In 21, he was it was a summer game. It was like it was the fourth game of the year, fourth game of the year. We went there and we lost a tight one. I think it was like 21-17 or something like that. But it was hot out there, but the atmosphere there, like the fans weren't usually, like, fans are like higher up. They're like, the fans were like level with you. So you could literally walk over and like go touch someone. And that was a great atmosphere. I wish we would have played them. I wish it would have been flipped. I wish we would have played them home 21 and played them at Oklahoma 22. Even though, we didn't do very good. But to be frank with you, we played Oklahoma right after Coach Frost got fired. So Mickey came in, and people have said this on the show. I brought some former teammates on. If you would have put anybody in front of us, we would have probably lost, no matter what caliber of team. And it didn't help that, Oklahoma was an explosive offense, and we just lost our defense coordinator like right after that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
that can't be. Drastic change like that. You got 1 week to get ready. That can't be easy.
Yeah, not easy at all. But yeah, we got some more tweets coming in, but we were just talking about how basketball gets us when they're probably, in my opinion, they're the best. I haven't seen all the Nebraska basketball teams, but in my opinion, if you get this win and you're set in history. You're set in history, and this is just going to go in the right direction for the basketball program, for sure.
And Chance, how would you say that the basketball team would be honored? Say they just even get one win. Are we talking like a statue outside? Are we talking a banner? Because what you have to understand is that this program has been around for X number of decades, has had great teams, never gotten it done. What kind of reception does it go toward the community, and what does the university try to do to show their appreciation?
Yeah, that is. Nebraska fans show out for Nebraska sports. That's something given. I would be curious to see what they really do and how they take appreciation for it, because at the end of the day, doing something that hasn't been done needs to be acknowledged. And at the end, of course, the fans are going nuts right now for this game. So I think it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I think what's weird is I wonder how Memphis is going to surround themselves, because obviously, you look at all the Omaha games today, packed. Memphis, not necessarily the craziest college basketball crowd.
Right.
You have to imagine Husker Nation is going to show up and fill most of the FedEx Forum, right?
No, for sure. For sure. That's one thing I noticed, that Husker fans travel. They travel for the games, or there's already Husker fans in that location. You see, I was in Colorado, I was in Arizona, I've seen some in Wisconsin. I've seen everywhere I go, I see Husker fans. Especially in Arizona. There's a we could form a little mini militia in Arizona. My goodness, they got a whole fan base over there. Colorado too. Even though that's enemy territory, but no, like the Husker fans, they are mobilized everywhere, and they ready to pop out wherever to whatever game. So that's why I love it. Like when you come up to next year, just thinking about the schedule next year for football, you go and play SC away, or is it UCLA away? It's one of
SC's away, UCLA's here.
Okay, so you go play SC. I guarantee it's gonna be like a 60-40. I guarantee. Because SC doesn't even pack out their games. Neither does UCLA.
No, yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of maroon and a lot of scarlet red. Nah, but yeah. Speaking of that, like what was your initial take on the Pac-12 teams coming into the Big Ten and us actually playing them so quickly? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you're jumping right in. I think with that move, obviously, I mean, no doubt, college football nowadays, that is a total money move because the two conferences that are making you the most amount of money is the SEC and the Big Ten, right?
Yeah.
And I think, obviously, the four West teams are going to play each other, but I think it's interesting that you're going to eventually go to the no divisions format, right? There's going to be no East West. It's just the top two. So you really have to prove yourself.
Right.
Like it'd be interesting to see if Nebraska had one more year in the divisional format. But, focusing back on the Western teams, it's going to pose a challenge for them. UCLA and all these other schools are going to have to come to Nebraska at some point in November.
Right.
And the weather here in November isn't exactly the most kind. You might be playing you play 4 November games in the Pac-12 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the coldest you might get is when you go up to Oregon or Washington.
Right.
Most of the time, the Cali teams are going to be in Arizona or California itself. So I think that, in a sense, is a dramatic change. How does that impact your offensive style of play when the ball's in the air? But you also have to think about travel, too. What happens when Washington has to play Rutgers?
Yep.
On the road.
Yeah.
Either way, somebody has to go on the road or Oregon has to go play Maryland.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
No, that does sound, now that you put that in perspective, yeah, because I don't think a lot of people realize how much the travel does play effect. We went and played Ireland, and that was a 13-hour plane ride. We didn't fully recover until the next week. It took a whole week. We came back and played North Dakota, and we was a shell of ourselves because of the travel, strictly the travel, all the preparation that goes into that, all the energy that goes into that, making sure you have the right sleep, making sure you have the right nutrition. The altitude takes a toll on you. You got to keep your legs moving. Like there's your sleep. If some flights you can't really sleep on, you have to stay awake to make sure you get a good night's rest. Some flights you have to sleep on. They mandatory make you sleep, give you melatonin to sleep. Like there's some real things. I don't know what the flight time for Washington to Maryland is, but that's got to be something crazy.
I gotta look that up.
or like SC to Rutgers, like that's a real deal travel. Or even Northwestern, like that's real deal travel. I didn't even think about that. Some airlines gonna be making some money. Them private ones gonna be making some money.
Yeah, a flight time from LA to New York is about 5 hours and 20 minutes nonstop from LAX to New York, any one of them.
Okay. So I guess still 5 hours on a plane. You could miss me with that. I ain't trying to do all that. We got a couple more coming in. Someone said the run. What is the run? The run. Rag and bone. He said the run. I don't know what the run is. If you want to hit the text line and tell me what the run is for Nebraska. But yeah, I appreciate you, Compton. Pat Midturn said the fourth quarter of the 1995 Orange Bowl, Miami's defense absolutely gassed and taking a knee, and Corey running free up the middle for 2 TDs. Shout out Corey. I'm sorry, OG. I just don't know how to say your name, and I'm not going to butcher it on there. But true Nebraska fans know what that is. I appreciate you commenting. And yeah, he put a little picture, and it's the Nebraska O-line. They're getting water, staring at Miami's D line, and they're all on a knee, drenched in water, drenched in sweat, look tired as heck, and Nebraska O-line has a smile on their face, and Lawrence Phillip is getting water. That is a legendary picture.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that. That is awesome.
I've never heard about anything like that.
Whoever captured that is that's a good photograph for sure. That's a great photograph. My goodness. Hey, but also shout out to all the Nebraska former players participating in Pro Day they had yesterday. To name a few: Omar Brown, Phelan Stanford, Luke Reimer, Nuri. Not gonna say his last name because I don't know how to say it. Timmy, Marco, Quentin Newsom, Billy Kemp, Josh Fleeks, and I think that might be it. That might be it. But shout out to all those guys, because the preparation for that, January, February, March, and even maybe the end part of December, that is no joke training. It takes a toll on you mentally. It takes a toll on you emotionally. It takes your time. It takes all of your energy for one. It takes it all for 2 hours of a day. And I heard great things from everyone that participated. Like I heard the numbers were great. People's stock rised very, very high off of that, and teams are very interested in our guys. So hey, you can't ask for a better performance out of those guys. Like they did their thing, and it was somebody should have been in the combine this year, but we won't go too hard on it. But we gotta go to a break right now. You're watching What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington.
You working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
This is Monster Jam.
Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by the Original Super Glue. Stop by your local participating Westlake Ace Hardware locations for your $10 savings coupon. Restrictions may apply. See store for details. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena March 29th and 30th.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What's going on? We're back with What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. We're just reading off what's your favorite memory as a Husker fan. Connor Hudson just said our first NCAA tournament win tomorrow. I love
Speak
it
into existence.
I love it, and I see it happening, man. I'm seeing them have a good run. This isn't a prophetic word, but I'm just saying I think they're gonna have a good run here. I think they is. I really think they is.
I think Fred's got the right personnel on this team, and I know we talked earlier with the players and the different personnel styles of play, but bringing in Nate Lenzer, who's the main assistant coach, adds, I think, just a great defensive style, because Fred historically, right, offensive guy, live and die by the three, and when you add that defensive component, bring in the guys that can play the defense, like Rank, like Jawan, like Josiah, you're giving yourself a chance at both ends of the floor.
Yeah.
And against a team like Texas A&M, who plays in the SEC, where every night is a dogfight, whether it's on the football field or on the basketball court, they're going to give themselves a shot against a really athletic and physical team.
I didn't know that. So the basketball coach, he come from a 3-point. He liked 3-point.
Yeah, so Fred's an offensive style coach.
Okay.
Loves to shoot the three historically, right?
Okay.
And then you bring in Nate Lenzer to be the assistant coach. I think it was like a year or two he officially became like the assistant coach.
Mm-hmm.
I know before it was like Matt Abdelmessi. But Nate is really good with the defense. And Fred is starting to buy into like this two-way philosophy. And that's why you're seeing the organization, not the organization, the school, take that upswing in two-way, and being able to go two ways down the court, not just one.
That's awesome. I didn't even know that. And I feel like we forget sometimes that you could even be an offensive or a defensive coach in basketball. Usually that's that's usually a concept for football.
Mm-hmm.
But that's interesting to hear that he's an offensive minded coach. Yep. I would say. Somebody said based off of the tweet of the fourth quarter of the 95 Orange Bowl. Somebody said the best part of the whole thing was Wiggert telling the D-line exactly which hole they were going to.
Yep.
And they were doing it, and Miami still couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Still couldn't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And they put a funny GIF on there as well. Somebody said listening on Armed Forces Radio to Huskers win their first national championship when I was in Vietnam. Oh, wow. George Rakes, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service, George Rakes. That is awesome. That's
got to be one of the best ones. So that's either 70 or 71 then, right?
Yeah, that has to be what was that, 71, 72?
There was a 70, 71. Yeah, so it might have been either one with the timing, but yeah, thank you again for your service.
No, that's awesome. That is awesome. Imagine that. You're off at, I can't imagine it, of course, but just that feeling. That's how dedicated this fan base is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I wanted to talk about it, because the fans here are like no other. I was in the gym the other day, and just a local gym at the apartment, and somebody came in like, hey, talking about Nebraska stuff with me. And I'm just like, as I'm sitting there thinking, I'm telling them, I'm like, the Nebraska culture of how they support their players is like no other place. I go back home to Arizona, and when I was playing here, there'd be guys, playing at Oregon, playing at all these other places, and we would all trade stories about, Nebraska and, where they're from, all these different things, and no story would compare. Like how you gonna match 90,000 and how you gonna match the Boneyard Bash? Like, how you gonna match all these different things? Like the tunnel walk. Like there's no college organization that I've seen that supports their players the way it is here. But also the fact that we're not even winning, like a place like Alabama, like a place like Georgia, like a place like Oregon, like a place like Washington, and the fans are still as supportive. So imagine when we start winning. It's going to be, I could only imagine what it was like in 95 without social media as well. Amazing.
The town might cave in if the team goes 11-1, 12-0, or 10-2, whatever it may be, and you hit that playoff mark. I would be extremely excited, because you see how the town is wrapping itself around Nebraska ball, both men's and women's.
I know that's right.
And volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if the sport where it really all began got back to that level.
We already see it happening with basketball. Like, they're winning, and you can't find a parking spot nowhere near downtown if it's a Nebraska game. Like, people are showing up and showing out. So, yeah, I mean, there's no place like Nebraska. There's really no place like Nebraska. Yeah, that pretty much concludes the show, man.
Hey, it was a pleasure joining you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I hope Harrison feels better, but yeah, you got a good radio voice too.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, you know what? You learn a lot working on the early break with Sip, Jake, and Coach Bush. So,
oh, you're working that one?
Yeah, I produced for them, and then produced for the drive and appear on the drive here and there. So,
okay, I'm already knowing you got some funny Coach Bush stories.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not? He's a great guy.
He's awesome. He's awesome. But I appreciate everyone watching tonight. If you don't have me on Twitter at Chancellor Brew 1, go tweet something at me. I promise I'll respond. If I don't respond, that means I didn't see it, or I like it or whatever. For stuff you want to see on the show, we appreciate the support. The past few shows been like 1,500 views, so appreciate it. We'll have a few guests coming up next week. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned. Appreciate you. What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. See y'all next week.